I never thought I'd end up in that alley, fists balled and chest heaving, with the man who'd become my everything staring back at me like I was the one who'd lost my mind. But let's rewind, because it all started 3 months earlier, in the fluorescent-lit chaos of a midtown casting call that smelled like stale coffee and shattered dreams. My name's Alex Rivera, and at 28, I was still chasing the ghost of my acting ambitions in New York City. The city that chews you up and spits you out with a side of existential dread. I'd moved here from a sleepy suburb in Ohio 5 years ago, armed with a drama degree and enough optimism to fill a Broadway marquee. Now, I scraped by as a barista/understudy, pouring lattes by day and memorizing lines by night, wondering if I'd ever get my big break. That day, though, the audition for Shadows on the Stage, a gritty new play about forbidden love in the jazz age, felt like it. The room buzzed with nervous energy. Headshots clutched like talismans, agents whispering in corners, the air thick with ambition and Axe body spray. I was midway through my monologue, a raw piece about a soldier's goodbye, when he strode in. Late, of course. Doors don't just open in auditions. They swing like guillotines. But Gabriel Hale didn't care. He was 6 feet of unapologetic presence, with tousled chestnut hair that fell just so, a jawline sharp enough to cut glass, and a leather jacket slung over one shoulder like he owned the damn theater. Whispers rippled through the room. That's Gabriel Hale, the indie film guy. Yeah, the Gabriel Hale, 26 and already a darling of Sundance for his role in Echoes of Ember. A queer coming-of-age flick that had critics swooning. Arrogant? Understatement. He was the kind of guy who walked into a room and made the oxygen rearrange itself around him. Mr. Hale, the casting director, a wiry woman named Ms. Vargas with cat-eye glasses, said, her tone laced with forced politeness, "We're running on schedule here." He flashed a grin that could melt steel, crooked, confident, utterly disarming. Wouldn't dream of disrupting, Ms. V. Just traffic on the FDR. You know how it is, bridge is a beast. He dropped into a chair at the back, legs sprawled like he was at a bar, not begging for a role. The auditions resumed, but the vibe had shifted. Every actor after me glanced his way, measuring themselves against his effortless cool. I nailed my read, or so I thought. Vargas nodded, scribbled something, but as I grabbed my backpack, Gabriel caught my eye. He leaned forward, elbows on knees, and mouthed, "Not bad, Ohio." How the hell did he know I was from Ohio? My headshot, maybe. Or maybe he just had that knack for seeing right through you, peeling back layers like it was nothing. I forced a nod and bolted, heart pounding not from nerves, but from the spark of irritation that guy ignited. Who did he think he was? Callback came a week later, and there he was again, front row this time, reading opposite me for the leads. Him as Jude, the brooding pianist haunted by his desires, and me as Elias, the wide-eyed crooner falling hard. Chemistry red hot. The scene was electric, all simmering tension and stolen glances. His voice, low and gravelly with that faint Boston lilt, wrapped around the lines like smoke. "You think you can just vanish into the night, Elias? Leave me chasing shadows?" He stepped closer, invading my space, his breath warm on my neck. For a split second, it wasn't acting. My pulse raced and I ad-libbed. "Maybe shadows are all I have left," pushing back just enough to make it real. Vargas clapped. "That's it. You too booked." We shook hands after, his grip firm, lingering a beat too long. "Ohio," he said, smirking. "You're full of surprises." "Alex," I corrected, pulling away. "And it's not Ohio anymore. It's New York grit." He laughed, a sound like summer thunder. "Grit suits you. Drinks later, to celebrate not bombing." I should have said no. But ambition's a bitch, and networking's its ugly cousin. Sure, the rusty nail ate. That night, the bar was a dive-off Times Square. Sticky floors, neon signs buzzing like angry hornets. The kind of place where dreams go to drown in cheap whiskey. Jude, wait. No, Gabriel. Waited at a corner booth, nursing a bourbon neat. He'd shed the jacket for a fitted black tee that hugged his swimmer's build, tattoos peeking from the sleeves. A compass rose on one forearm, scripted Latin on the other, audera est facere, dare to do. I slid in across from him, ordering a beer to match his casual vibe. "So, what's your deal, Alex?" he asked, leaning back, all easy arrogance. "Ohio boy in the big city. Chasing the lights or running from the cornfields?" I bristled. "Chasing. Always chasing. You? Sundance kid slumming it in theater?" His eyes sparkled with challenge. "Slumming? Nah. Theater's raw. Film's all filters and takes. Here, you bleed for it." He raised his glass. "To bleeding." We clinked, and the conversation flowed like the drinks. His stories of set mishaps in L.A., my tales of off-Broadway flops. He was funny, disarmingly so, quoting Rent lines with mock seriousness and roasting my Midwestern politeness until I was laughing despite myself. But underneath, that arrogance simmered. The way he dismissed other actors as hacks, or bragged about directors who'd begged for him. "Talent like mine? It's a curse," he'd say, half joking, but his gaze dared you to disagree. By midnight, buzzed and bold, I called him on it. "You know, you're kind of an asshole, strutting in like you own the place." He didn't flinch. Instead, he leaned in, voice dropping. "Maybe I do, or maybe it's just armor, Ohio. Keeps the wolves at bay." His knee brushed mine under the table. Accidental? Intentional? And the air thickened. I pulled back, muttering about an early shift. But as I walked home through the humid August night, the city's pulse syncing with mine, I couldn't shake him. That brush of contact lingered like a promise, infuriating and intoxicating. Rehearsals started a week later in a drafty warehouse in Chelsea, the kind of space with exposed brick and ghosts of past productions haunting the rafters. Director Lena Torres, a force of nature with silver-streaked hair and a noble shit attitude, paced the floor like a general. "This isn't just a love story," she barked on day one. "It's about the lies we tell ourselves in the dark." Jude and Elias. They burn for each other in a world that wants them ashes. Gabriel and I fell into rhythm fast. Too fast. His Jude was magnetic, tortured, tender, with a swagger that masked the ache. My Elias, the everyman drawn into the flame, wide-eyed but weary. Offstage, though, the tension crackled. He'd improv lines that cut too close. "You look at me like I'm salvation, Elias, but I'm just the sin." And I'd fire back, blurring the edges of script and soul. One evening, after a grueling run-through, we collapsed on the fire escape overlooking the Hudson. The sun dipped low, painting the water gold, and the city hummed below like a living thing. Jude, Gabriel's character name stuck in my head sometimes, was a pianist in the play, so he hummed a jazzy riff absent-mindedly, fingers tapping the railing. "You're good at this," I said, passing him a lukewarm Coke. "The brooding. It's not all act, is it?" He turned, profile sharp against the skyline. "What, you psychoanalyzing me now? Next you'll ask about my childhood." "Wouldn't dream. But yeah, maybe. That armor you mentioned. Cracks showing?" For once, the smirk faded. He stared out at the river, voice quiet. "Dad bailed when I was 10. Mom worked doubles. Learned early. Confidence gets you fed. Arrogance keeps you safe." He shrugged, but his eyes betrayed the weight. "Your turn, Alex. What's the Ohio scar?" I hesitated, then spilled. The high school closet, the bully's fist, the night I drove to NYC with nothing but a duffel and a dream. Felt like running. Still does sometimes. He nodded, no pity, just understanding. "We're all runners here. But damn, you run good." His hand landed on my shoulder. Warm, steady, and stayed. The moment stretched, charged, until Lena's voice echoed from below. "Hails, Rivera." Fire escape romance later. Back to work. We laughed it off, but as rehearsals dragged into late nights, those moments multiplied. A shared cigarette in the green room, his laugh at my dumb jokes, the way he'd linger after notes, eyes tracing my face like memorizing lines. I told myself it was the role bleeding into reality. But late at night, alone in my Astoria, walk up with the L train rattling past. I'd replay his touch, his voice, and wonder, Then came the read-through party at Lena's loft in Soho. Exposed beams, fairy lights, wine flowing like the East River. The cast mingled. Our co-star Mira as the fiery flapper, cracking wise. The ensemble trading war stories. Gabriel held court by the charcuterie, regaling with tales of a botched Ember premiere where he tripped on stage. Everyone ate it up. I nursed a Pinot by the window, watching him. That arrogance again, dismissing a producer's pitch as derivative drivel, made my jaw clench. How could he be so? Him? So unfiltered, so sure? He caught me staring, sauntered over. Plotting my demise, Ohio? Just wondering how you sleep at night. I shot back, half smile hiding the edge. Like a baby, or with company. His wink was pure mischief, but his gaze softened. Dance with me. The playlist had swung to jazz, fitting, and no one else was moving, but he pulled me into the cleared space anyway, hand at my waist, light but insistent. We swayed, offbeat, his breath against my ear. You hate me, don't you? Furious, I admitted, the wine loosening my tongue. Your ego's a room clearer. He spun me out, pulled me back close. Good. Means you're paying attention. His thumb brushed my hip, and heat bloomed low in my gut. The room faded. It was just us, moving to some invisible rhythm, the line between hate and hunger blurring. The song ended too soon. He stepped back, eyes dark. Nightcap? My place is walking distance. Heart slamming, I nodded. What the hell? His apartment was a third-floor walk-up in the village. Cluttered bookshelves, posters from his films, a guitar leaning against the wall. No pretension, just lived-in warmth. We crashed on the couch with fresh beers, the city lights filtering through blinds. Talk turned deep. His bisexuality coming out in a conservative Boston family. The industry whispers that could tank a career. Labeled difficult if you're queer and bold, he said, tracing the label on his bottle. So I lean in. Armor. Remember? I shared my own fragments. The ex who ghosted after a family dinner. The fear that love was just another audition I'd flunk. Vulnerability hung between us, heavy as humidity. Then, quiet, Alex. His hand on my knee, tentative. I met his gaze, saw the question there. Leaned in. Our lips met, soft at first, testing, then urgent like we'd been starving. His fingers in my hair, my hands on his chest, feeling the steady thrum beneath. It was fire, pure and consuming, but we pulled back, breathless, foreheads touching. Not rushing, he murmured. This, us, it's real. I believed him. God, I did. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind, the kind New York excels at. Rehearsals bleeding into stolen afternoons, the play's tension mirroring our own. Gabriel and I became inseparable offstage. Brunch at Sarah Beth's on the weekends, his head on my shoulder during matinee naps in Washington Square Park, lazy evenings cooking pasta in his kitchen while he strummed folk tunes on that battered guitar. His confidence, once a thorn, became my anchor. The way he'd hail a cab with that effortless command, or negotiate a better table at a crowded bistro. It made me feel seen, protected in a city that thrived on anonymity. But cracks formed early, subtle as subway delays. Whispers in the cast. Hale's got an agent sniffing for film gigs mid-run. I'd brush it off but doubt nod. And then there was Jude. Jude Whittaker, 32. Our understudy for Elias, with a lanky frame, wire-rimmed glasses, and a perpetual 5 o'clock shadow that screamed, tortured artist. He was the quiet one, content in the wings, sketching caricatures during downtime. Nice guy, I thought. Offered me tips on vocal warm-ups, shared playlists of 1920s jazz. But his eyes lingered on Gabriel a beat too long, and once, after a note session, I caught him watching us pack up, expression unreadable. Friend of yours? I asked Gabriel that night, over takeout dim sum in bed sheets tangled, his arms slung across my waist. He popped a dumpling, casual. Jude? Yeah, from drama school. Solid dude. Why? Just vibe. He's intense. Gabriel chuckled, nuzzling my neck. Jealous? Goo. Jude straight as an arrow, married to his sketchbook. He kissed me then, slow and thorough, erasing the unease. Or so I thought. The play opened mid-October to rave previews. A searing queer romance that pulses with Prohibition-era pulse. The Times called it. Opening night was magic, house-packed, standing ovation. After party at a speakeasy knockoff in the meatpacking district where champagne flowed and egos inflated. Gabriel shone, of course, toasting the room with that hale charisma, pulling me into hugs that felt like home. Jude clapped me on the back later, glasses fogged from the steam heat. Killed it, Alex. You and Gabe electric. His smile was genuine, but his hand lingered on my shoulder, thumb brushing collarbone. I shrugged it off politely, chalking it up to booze. Post-party, Gabriel and I tumbled into his place, high on adrenaline and each other. We made love, not rushed, but reverent, bodies mapping familiar territories. Whispers of I love you, slipping out in the dark. He said it first, post-climax, tracing my jaw. Love you, Ohio. Didn't see it coming. Me neither. I breathed, heart full. But damn, it's good. November brought chill winds and deeper bonds. We met families virtually at first. My mom, teary over FaceTime from Ohio, gushing about his movie star smile. His sister, a nurse in Boston, grilled me on intentions during a chaotic holiday call. He acts tough, but he's glass underneath, she warned. Don't break him. Promise, I said, meaning it. Thanksgiving, we escaped to his family's cabin upstate, Adirondacks, all pine-scented air and crackling fireplaces. No cell service, just us. Hiking leaf-strewn trails, him teaching me to chop wood badly, nights wrapped in quilts sharing secrets. He confessed the real scar. A college hookup gone public, campus backlash that nearly derailed his career. Learned to armor up. But with you, I don't need it. I held him then, feeling the tremor in his frame. You've got me. Always. Back in the city, the run hit its stride, sold out weeks, fan mail piling up. Gabriel's phone buzzed more. Offers from LA, a pilot script. Just reads, he'd say, but excitement gleamed. I supported it, hell, I pushed him. Go chase it. I'll hold the fort. One December rehearsal, disaster struck. I twisted my ankle mid-scene, stupid prop chair wobble, and Lena called in the understudy. Jude stepped up seamlessly, his Elias a mirror of mine. Earnest, aching. But opposite Gabriel's Jude, something shifted. Their chemistry hummed differently, sharper, like flint on steel. They're good, Mira noted in the green room, icing my foot. But you're irreplaceable, babe. I forced a laugh. Yeah, temporary. It wasn't. Flu season hit the cast. I was out 2 weeks. Jude filled in, earning raves. Understudy steals the show, a post blurb read. Gabriel texted updates. You're missed. Crowd loves Jude, but it's not us. Heart emojis, voice notes of him humming our motif tune. By New Year's, I was back, but the dynamic had tilted. Jude and Gabriel bonded over late-night rewrites. Lena's notes demanded tweaks, and I'd find them huddled, laughing at inside jokes. Drama school stories, Gabriel explained once, waving it off. But Jude's glances at him lingered, and once, exiting the stage door, I saw Gabriel's hand on Jude's back, guiding, brotherly, but it twisted something in me. Eve at the ball drop. Times Square crush, confetti rain, Gabriel's arms around me as the ball fell. To us, he toasted with plastic flutes. Best year yet. I kissed him under the chaos, believing it. But as midnight told, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown. Ask Gabe about Boston reunion. Jude. Dismissed it as a prank. Blocked the number. Jealousy's a liar, right? January brought snow and secrets. The play's buzz drew investors. A producer, slick as oil, cornered Gabriel post-show. Film rights? We see Spielberg potential. Gabriel's eyes lit. Our eyes shared dreams. But he turned to me later, in the alley smoke break. What if I take it? LA for 6 months. You could come. Sublet my lease? Quit the show. I cut in, sharper than intended. This is our thing. His jaw tightened. It's a chance, Alex. For both of us. The argument simmered, unresolved. That night, lovemaking felt edged, passionate, but with undercurrents of fear. Then the betrayal landed like a gut punch. Valentine's week. Cast party at a rooftop lounge overlooking the frozen Hudson. Snow flurried, heaters glowed, cocktails sharp with gin. I arrived late, shift overrun, and scanned the crowd. Gabriel absent. Jude waved me over, solo at the bar. Gabe's running lines with Lena. Grab a drink. We chatted, polite, surface. But his eyes darted, and when he excused himself to the restroom, I followed on impulse. Men's room door ajar, voices low. Can't keep pretending. Jude's voice, raw. Boston wasn't a fluke, Gabe. That night. Stop. Gabriel, tense. It was drunk nostalgia. Alex is convenient? The nice guy who softens your edges. Jude's laugh, bitter. I see you. The real you. Arrogant, brilliant, mine first. Silence then. Jude, please. We're friends. That's it. But the doubt seeded. I slipped away before they emerged, heart hammering. Later, Gabriel found me on the rooftop edge, snow in my hair. You okay? Looked spooked. Fine ilid, forcing a smile. Just cold. He pulled me close, oblivious. Love you. Let's get out of here. We did, back to his place where he made it right with whispers and warmth. But sleep evaded me, Jude's words looping, mine first. The next day, I confronted him. Neutral ground. Coffee at a quiet spot in the village. Jude fidgeted with his mug, glasses slipping. Boston. I started. What happened? He paled. Who? Doesn't matter. Spill. Sigh. Sophomore year. Party. Too much whiskey. We hooked up once. Thought it was mutual, but Gabe panicked. Said it was experiment, buried it. Friends since. Until you. My chest tightened. And now. Nothing. Swear. But his eyes pleaded. He's different with you. Softer. I envy that. I left. Churning. Told myself it was ancient history. But trust, fragile as stage fog, began to dissipate. February's climax built on stage and off. A blizzard shut the city. Rehearsals canceled. We holed up at Gabriel's, binging old movies, baking cookies that burned. Laughter healed some wounds. Remember our first read? He'd say, pulling me onto the couch. Thought you hated me. Still do sometimes. I'd tease, kissing his nose. Arrogant bastard. Your favorite kind. But Jude's shadow loomed. Whispers in the cast. Jude's pushing for a transfer. West End interest. Relief or guilt? Mid-month, the blow. I found the email. Open on Gabriel's laptop while he showered. From Jude. Can't do this anymore. Last night was goodbye, but it felt like hello. Meet me in Boston? One weekend. For us. Last night, my stomach dropped. The party. After I'd left early, claiming headache, I slammed the laptop, vision blurring. When Gabriel emerged, towel around waist, I thrust the screen at him. Explain. His face drained. Alex, it's not. Boston. Last night. Voice steel. Did you? He sank onto the bed, head in hands. We talked. After you left. He confessed again. I shut it down. Told him about us. How serious. And the email? Fantasy. Desperation. I deleted it, but he reached for me. I jerked back. You should have told me. From the start. Boston, the history. Ancient. I didn't want to hurt you. Lies hurt more. I grabbed my coat. I need air. Alex, please. The door slammed. Outside, snow swirled, mirroring my chaos. I walked, blocks, miles, past shuttered shops, under sodium lamps, the city indifferent. Betrayal burned. Not just the secret, but the fracture it revealed. Was I the rebound? The safe harbor? Dawn found me at our fire escape, the one overlooking the Hudson. Ironic, frozen now. Gabriel waited, bundled, 2 steaming mugs. Couldn't sleep. Talk? We did. Hours. His tears, rare, raw, his pleas. You're it for me. Jude's a ghost. I was scared you'd bolt if I burdened you. And you were right, I whispered, voice breaking. But I love you too much to run now. Forgiveness?
Tentative.
We agreed, transparency, therapy maybe. The play's climax mirrored it. A scene where Jude confesses to Elias, begging redemption. On stage, it gutted audiences. Off, it healed us, inch by inch. But March whispered warnings. Gabriel's LA offer solidified. A lead in a queer drama, Fractured Lights. 3 months, he said over diner pancakes. Then back. We can do distance. I nodded, masking fear. Yeah, we can. Jude transferred out, West End bound. A quiet exit party where hugs felt loaded. Take care of him, he murmured to me, eyes sincere. He's worth the fight. I know, I said, and meant it. Spring thawed the city, but not the chill between us. Gabriel jetted to LA for table reads, leaving me to solo the play's final weeks. Jude's understudy, a newcomer named Theo, stepping in seamlessly. Nights alone in my apartment echoed with absence. His guitar silent, his scent fading from the pillows I'd smuggled over. Texts bridged gaps. Miss your laugh. He'd send at 3 a.m. his time. I'd reply with voice notes of botched lines, earning his recorded chuckles. The distance amplified doubts. Paparazzi shots surfaced online. Gabriel at industry parties, arm around co-stars, platonic, he swore, but the tabloids spun new flame for Hale. I scrolled in the green room, stomach sour, Mira prying the phone away. Babe, it's noise. Focus on you. Easier said. On stage, my Elias fractured. Lines delivered with an edge that drew raves but drained me. Closing night loomed. Bittersweet. Sold-out finale, then void. Gabriel flew back for it, surprising me with backstage flowers. Roses, red as regret. Couldn't miss your bow, he said, pulling me into the wings for a kiss that tasted like home. The curtain fell to thunderous applause. We took our calls hand in hand, his fingers laced with mine, a silent vow amid the cheers. After party at Lena's again. Same loft, but warmer now, spring air wafting through open windows. Toasts flowed, to the run, to futures. Gabriel clinked my glass. To Ohio, my heart. I smiled, but as the night wore on, unease stirred. A producer cornered him. Fractured Lights buzz. Festival invites. You're blowing up, Hale. Don't squander it. His laugh was easy, but his grip on my hand tightened. Later, on the fire escape, our spot, he lit a rare cigarette, exhaling smoke like secrets. They want sequels. Franchises. Overwhelming. Proud of you, I said, meaning it, but don't forget us in the glow. He turned, eyes fierce. Never. Kissed me deep. The city sprawling below like a canvas we'd paint together. But LA called again, promo junket endless. He left post-closing, promising weekend visits. I dove into auditions. A TV pilot, off-Broadway revival. Momentum built, but solitude gnawed. Jude texted once, heard closing was epic. Missed the chaos. Take care. Polite delete. May bloomed with promise. Gabriel's film wrapped principal, early cuts raving. He flew me out for a weekend. Malibu rental, ocean waves crashing like applause. We hiked cliffs, his hand in mine, talking dreams. Co-starring someday, a life beyond lights. Buy a place upstate. He mused, sand between toes. You, me, a dog. Normal. With your ego, we'd need a bigger yard. Tease, but tears pricked. This us was real. Back east, cracks widened. His calls shortened, jet lag, he said. Texts lagged. A week of radio silence after a festival. Sorry, babe. Whirlwind. Love you. I paced my apartment, dialing voicemails to empty air. Mira dragged me out, bar hop in the East Village, where shots dulled the edge. He's scared, she said over tequila. Success changes people. Or reveals them. I countered, the old arrogance echoing. June scorched the city, humidity thick as unspoken fears. Audition callback for the Echo Chamber. A queer thriller, ironic, given my life. Nailed it, booked the co-lead opposite a rising star. News shared with Gabriel over video. His face pixelated, smile strained. Huge, Alex. We need to celebrate. When? Depressed. Soon. Swear. But soon stretched. Then, the call that shattered. Late night, phone buzzing like a hornet. Unknown number, his sister. Alex? It's Nora. Gabe's. In the hospital.
Car accident. La frigua.
Not life-threatening. Broken ribs. Concussion. But he's asking for you. The world tilted. I booked the red eye, heart in throat, city lights blurring past the cab window. LAX to Cedars-Sinai. Sterile halls, beeps like accusations. Nora met me haggard, hugging fierce. He woke up mumbling your name. Room 412. Gabriel, bandaged, pale against pillows, for dripping. His eyes lit when I entered, green, bruised, but alive. Ohio, he croaked, hand outstretched. I took it, collapsing into the chair, tears hot. Idiot. Scared me.
Sorry.
Weak grin. Paparazzi tail. Swerved. We talked, whispers, hours, fear-purging poisons. Missed you, he admitted. Fame's a monster. Made me forget what's real. You, I said simply. Us. Discharge brought recovery at the rental, me playing nurse, him grumbling good-naturedly. Walks on the beach, his arm in mine. Nights with Golden Girls reruns, his head on my lap. Vulnerability stripped him bare. The arrogance? A shield against abandonment, intensified by spotlights. Don't want to lose you to this, he confessed one sunset, waves lapping. But I will if I don't fight. Then fight, I urged. With me. He did. Junket skipped. Therapy booked, virtual for now. July 4th. Fireworks over the Pacific, his kiss tasting of freedom. Back in NYC, we rebuilt. My Echo shoot started, Brooklyn sets, long days, but evenings were sacred. His flight in, my arms waiting. Jude's West End run ended. He emailed congrats on my booking, no strings. Closure. August hummed with heat and hope. Gabriel's film premiered at Telluride, red carpet. Us arm in arm, flashes blinding. Critics adored. Hale's raw charisma anchors a tender queer odyssey. Post-screening party. Toasts, but his hand never left mine. Whispers followed, though. Hale settling down. Tabloids speculated, but we ignored, focusing inward. A weekend in the Hamptons, borrowed beach house, no agenda. Bike rides, bonfires, talks of forever. Marry me? He joked one dawn, ring from a shell. I laughed, but the seed planted. September brought fall crispness. Leaves turning like pages. Echo wrapped. Auditions poured in. Gabriel's sequel talks heated. But he negotiated, New York base, remote options. Not leaving my heart behind. One rainy evening, post-rehearsal for a new play. Whispers in the wind. Another queer tale. He waited outside the theater. Umbrella shared. Dinner? That Italian spot. We walked, puddles splashing, his shoulder bumping mine. Talk turned to Jude, random, a review mention. He reached out, Gabriel said casually. Wants to grab coffee. Catch up. My step faltered. Rain drummed. Why tell me? Transparency. Squeeze of hand. But if it bugs you, it does. A little. Honesty stung. Old wounds. He stopped under an awning, cupping my face. Then no coffee. You're my priority. Relief washed. We ate. Pasta twirled. Wine savored. Then home, where rain pattered windows like applause. Love-making slow, reaffirming, bodies, souls aligned. But October loomed with shadows. Gabriel's manager pushed a European press tour. Fractured awards buzz. 2 weeks, he promised. Then holiday plans. Ohio for Thanksgiving, your folks. Excitement flickered. Deal. He left mid-month, airport's familiar foes. Calls consistent this time, Paris cafes, London fog. Photos sent, him at the Louvre, caption thinking of our art. I smiled, framing one on my desk. Then, the unraveling. A Berlin afterparty. Livestream clips circulated. Gabriel, tipsy, arm around a co-star, laughing too close. Innocent. Optics said no. Texts flew, saw the clip. Explain? His reply, misunderstanding. She's straight, married. Miss you. Doubt crept. Followed by Jude's name in his emails. Coffee next month? Congrats on the noms. Nominations? For what? Digging old habit revealed. Jude, directing now, shortlisted for an Indie Award. And a shared panel at a film fest. Coffee my ass. The alley fight brewed. I flew to London unannounced. Impulse, credit card maxed. Hotel lobby, him checking in late, disheveled. Alex? What?
Surprise.
Voice flat. We retreated to his suite. Thames view, ironic beauty. Words exploded. The clip, the emails, the buried history resurfacing. You're slipping back into armor, I accused. Hiding behind networking. He paced, frustration raw. It's work. Jude's a colleague now. Colleague who wants you. Ancient. Roar. Why can't you trust? Because trust is earned, Gabe. And you're spending it on ghosts. Silence. Heavy. Then, his voice breaks. Maybe I am scared of us failing in this circus. But I choose you. Every time. Tears. Embrace. Storm passed. But bruises lingered. Back stateside, we sought counsel, couples therapy in a cozy Gramercy office. Dr. Ellis's gentle probes. Vulnerability isn't weakness, she said. It's the bridge. We built it, plank by plank. Date night sans phones. Love letters tucked in pockets. November's chill brought clarity. Thanksgiving in Ohio. My mom's turkey. Gabriel charming aunts with stories. No armor. He's a keeper, Mom whispered. Yeah, I agreed. He is. December dusted the city in white. A blank canvas for redemption. Gabriel's Fractured Lights Awards season kicked off. Nom nods for him. Buzz building. We attended galas together. His tux sharp, my hand in his, navigating flashbulbs like pros. Love you in lights. He'd murmur amid the glam, grounding me. But undercurrents swirled. Jude's Film Fest panel loomed. NYC, neutral turf. Gabriel mentioned it offhand over eggnog at a cast holiday party. Reunion for Shadows alums. Quick appearance. You should come support. Tempting, I hedged, sipping spiked cider. Mira, eavesdropping, shot me a look. Don't. New Year's Eve. Ball drop again. But intimate this time. Rooftop of his building. Just us. Champagne chilled. Fireworks burst as he dropped to one knee. Not joke. Real. A simple band. Silver with engraving. Audra Estamare. Dare to love. Alex Rivera. Be my forever? Sobs, yes. Kiss under stars. Dawn brought calls, family, friends. But the ring felt like armor of our own. Unbreakable. January's cold snap tested it. Jude's panel, I went. Supportive. Venue in Tribeca. Packed house. Spotlights hot. Gabriel on stage with Jude and panelists. Discussing queer narratives in modern cinema. Easy rapport. Laughs. Anecdotes, but Jude's glances? Professional. Post-panel mingle. Jude approached solo. Congrats on the engagement, he said. Genuine smile. Handshake firm, no linger. You too. It's right. Thanks, I replied, surprise softening edges. Means a lot. Gabriel joined, arm around me. Good talk. Best. We left together, snow falling soft. February thawed doubts. My Echo premiered. Small fest, but acclaim rolled. Rivera's quiet intensity steals scenes. Gabriel front row, whooping loudest. After party. Toasts, but his speech. To the man who taught me confidence is nothing without heart. Drew cheers, tears in my eyes. Spring equinox brought renewal. We house hunted upstate. Cozy A-frame near Woodstock. Woods whispering peace. Closing day. Keys in hand, his kiss sealing it. Our start. But climax brewed in summer heat. June. Gabriel's sequel greenlit, but with a twist. LA relocation. 6-month shoot. Temporary. He insisted over picnic in Central Park. Then home. Home. The word anchored. but fear flickered. And if it extends? Won't. Vow in his eyes. July 4th. Cabin christening, grill smoke and stars. But a call mid-burger flip. Director, script changes. Extended pre-prod. 2 months LA, he said, apologetic. I'll commute weekends. I nodded, swallowing. Okay. August scorched separations. He left. Weekends blurred. Flights delayed. Exhaustion claiming him. Texts warmed. Dreamt of you last night. But fatigue frayed. Cancelled Friday. Reshoots. Doubt reignited. A late-night scroll. Tabloid blind item. A-list heartthrob torn. Ring on finger. Eyes on old flame. Jude's name nowhere, but implication stung. Confrontation via video. His hotel room backdrop. Face weary. It's bullshit, he snapped. Jude? We emailed once, fest invite. Deleted. Show me. Hurt flashed. You don't trust. Trust earned. Echo of old fight. He sighed, screen shared, innocent chain. Happy. Prove it. Ultimatum slipped. Come home. Now. I can't. Contract. Then choose. Click. Silence. Days blurred. My additions mechanical. Sleep fractured. Nora called. He's spiraling. Talks of you non-stop. Needs to show it. The alley waited, faded, perhaps. Rainy October Eve, post-rehearsal for Whispers. Text. Outside. Talk? I emerged. Downpour instant. There he stood, soaked. Leather jacket clinging. No words. I shoved him to the wall, fury erupting. You think you can just waltz in here and break everything we've built? My fist in his collar, tearing. Rain mixed with tears. After everything. The rings, the promises. His eyes held mine, fire unyielding. I flew back. For you. Because you're everything. Thunder cracked. My grip loosened, not anger, but ache. Then why does it hurt? He pulled me close, wall at our backs, neon flickering. Because love's a storm, but we weather it. Whisper urgent, hand on my neck. I'm here. Choose me. I did. Collapse into him, rain washing clean. Cab to the cabin, upstate escape. Fire roaring. Words poured. His fears of failing us in fame's glare. My terror of loss. The arrogance? He admitted, embers glowing. It's fear. Of not being enough. You're everything, I echoed. Dawn brought clarity. Boundaries set. Monthly check-ins. No more ghosts. November healed. Thanksgiving. Families merged. Ohio warmth. His proposal story retold. Laughter healing scars. December closed the year. Awards gala. Fractured wins for him, supporting nod for me. Speech. To Alex, my confidence, my calm. Standing ovation, our hands clasped. The new year dawned gentle. Resolutions whispered over coffee in our A-frame kitchen. With beams overhead, snow blanketing pines outside. Gabriel's sequel shoot wrapped early. He negotiated remote post, home base secured. We hiked frozen trails, breath fogging. His gloved hand in mine. This, he said, pausing at a overlook, city distant smudge. This is us. Unscripted. Additions for me slowed, intentional. A playwright approached. Our story, metaqueer romance inspired by whispers of our own. You two embody it, she said over lunch in the village. Gabriel grinned. Stage it. We'll star. Rehearsals began in March. Intimate black box in Chelsea. Lena directing again. Full circle. Chemistry? Volcanic. Offstage, life wove seamless. Farmers market Saturdays, his guitar lessons for me. Terrible, but earnest. Movie nights with takeout Thai. Spring bloomed, betrayal's burial. Jude visited once, NYC layover. Coffee neutral at a Midtown Starbucks. Awkward at first. Small talk. Congrats exchanged. Then, raw. I pushed too hard, he admitted. Stirring latte. Hurt you both.
Sorry.
Gabriel nodded, arm around me. Water under. Friends. Always. Handshake. Genuine. No shadows. April showers brought decisions. Gabriel's agent pitched a franchise, big money, but soul-sucking. Pass. He told them over speaker, my hand squeezed. Got my franchise right here. Laughter, but truth rang. May's warmth coaxed weddings plans, small, June ceremony in the Adirondacks, wildflowers and close kin. Invites sent. Mira as best woman, Nora officiating, ordained online, tearful. My mom, beaming over fittings. Never thought I'd see you this happy, Mijo. Vows day. Sun-dappled glade, Gabriel in linen suit, eyes green as ever. Alex, you saw through the storm to the man beneath. I vow to dare, every day with you. Mine. Your confidence lit my world. Your heart keeps it warm. Forever. Rings exchanged, matching silver, engravings twinned. Kiss sealed, cheers erupted. Reception. Bonfire, stories swapped, dances barefoot in grass. Nora pulled me aside. He was lost before you. Found now. June honeymoon. Road trip southwest. Grand Canyon sunsets. Vegas kitsch. Motel nights tangled in cheap sheets. Best role, he joked, tracing my ring. No script. Back east. Our story open to acclaim. A testament to love's resilience, critics wrote. Run extended. We balanced stage and stillness. Weekends at the cabin. Planting gardens that thrived unevenly. Like us. Fall painted leaves fire. Thanksgiving mirrored last. Bigger table, Jude invited. Platonic toast. Noegis. Winter whispered futures. Gabriel directed a short, queer youth tale, me producing. Paying it forward, he said, camera rolling in our woods. One snowy eve, fire crackling, he knelt again. Not proposal, but promise. Kids? Someday. Surrogacy, adoption, whatever. Build a life. Tears. Yeah. With you? Anything. Years folded, role selective, advocacy loud. Panels on queer visibility, fundraisers for theater kids. His arrogance? Transformed, confidence shared, lifting others. Mine? Steadied, no longer chasing ghosts. Decade mark. Cabin expanded. Nursery painted soft blue. Twins arrived. Adopted. Chaotic joy. Mornings. Gabriel humming lullabies. Me brewing coffee. Their giggles echoing. One alley memory lingers. Rainy Broadway night. Post-show. He pins me playful against brick. Neon open flickering. Furious yet? Only if you stop kissing me. Laughter. Homeward, hands linked. Love's not plotless. Conflicts carve depth. Betrayals teach grace. But in the end, it's humanistic hymn. We choose daily to dare, to love, to be. And in that choice we find our most attractive truth.